Hey everybody, hope you guys are all doing okay. Welcome back to our Might and Magic VII completionist run. This episode we're gonna go back to the Land of Giants, and we're gonna go into Colony Zod. We're gonna take care of Zenofex, but before that, there's something I wanna check. I'm gonna recall my beacon to Avli. I'm gonna do one small thing. Just want to check to see if the Titan's stronghold has reset. And why do I want to do that? Well, as you would be aware if you saw the video about me trying to grind my way towards the next challenge pedestal, or the new challenge pedestal that we discovered upon entering the Land of Giants. We're gonna have to waste a lot of time for that to happen, and the chief way of wasting time is through leveling up. Well, that's a way of advancing game time while also... see, it obviously has not reset because I can see corpses, so that is not a thing that's gonna happen. What if I go back to the Land of Giants itself? Okay, this place still has enemies for us to kill. Alright, okay. That's good to know, that's good to know. Very good to know. Let me just load my autosave from before I went. Alright. I think what I'll do before I go to Colony Zod is I'll quickly re-clear the, or a large part of the exterior map in the Land of Giants. But before I do any of that, let me just go back to Harmondale. And I will this map hasn't reset. No, this map still has the corpses. I guess we just never picked up whatever these blue items are on the ground. Anyway, what I was gonna do was I was just gonna quickly pop into the
Do you need medical attention?
the chapel here, the church, the cathedral,
Take care.
to get some healing. I could have done this at any temple, but this is the only one where I knew where it was, and also I wanted to check if the horseshoes are back. They aren't. Okay, and also the main teleporter to the Land of Giants is in here as well. So I'm just going to access that. I know I have a beacon set in the Land of Giants, but that beacon is for a very specific purpose. That's for... there's a group of dragons where they're too high up for you to fly, and they get way too scattered if you try and fight them normally. You're basically forced to just stand on the ground to fight them, and the beacon will let me leave the map and come back and put all the enemies back into their original spots. I know that's a complicated explanation. It's a complicated process, but it's part of dealing with these enemies in this map. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna speed up the game, and what I'm gonna do while it's sped up is I'm just gonna... Blood Titans always take some time to take on, and I'm just gonna take out the Titans and Dragons in kind of this part of the map. And when that's done, I'll bring the video back and or I'll bring it back to normal speed, and then we'll do Colony Zod and make that progress, alright? So going on fast forward now, and I will be talking to you again once that's done, alright? See you in a bit. Alright, I think I've killed all the dragons and titans. Just doing one final sweep around this area. Might be one or two small groups, but honestly I think I'm done. Oh, actually here's another solitary blood titan, it seems. Ooh, and there's some red dots to the west. I think those are probably also titans, yes. So we'll take out these guys, and then we'll see how much experience we've gotten. Probably a couple levels worth of experience. I am not expecting to be overwhelmed by the experience we're getting, just because with each passing level, it does take more and more. So we're at level 72, and we can go to 74, so we've gained 2 levels for every character, and that allows us to kill some more time. We basically have to find a way to kill 2 years worth of in-game time. A large pile of gold, don't mind if I do. Give me that. Give me that. Alright, now our flight has run out. This is actually very dangerous because you don't want to be on the ground fighting devils, because they will cast meteor showers and devastate your party if you are close to the ground. In fact, that spell that they just cast, you saw tiny red dots appear around us on the mini-map, and you also saw the meteors. Like, they're hard to... because there's so many effects going on. There's these explosion effects, then there's the stuff that they're throwing at us, then there are our own shots, but occasionally you see projectiles going downwards. That is the meteor showers that are being cast by the devils. And those ones can completely ruin your day. In fact, they nearly wiped my party while I was experience farming in either the last episode or the episode before that. Of course, I'm not gonna fully clear them, I'm just killing enough of them so that I have a bit of a breathing room near Colony Zod, and honestly, I'm just gonna ignore all of them. I'm just gonna go straight in. Because you don't even get that much experience for fighting them. I guess we got a little bit, we got like 10,000. But it's not as good of a value proposition for getting experience as it is.
I can't use that.
As it is when you're fighting dragons and titans. Now I'm doing something that you might consider odd. Like, we have these overpowered blasters, and we can... like, we've been easily taking out dragons and titans using those. And devils are strong enemies, but not that strong, so you might be wondering, why am I switching away from these wonderful, wonderful weapons and switching towards my regular equipment? Well, it's because, as I mentioned in the video where we first entered the Land of the Giants, when we picked up Grand Master Arms Master, and I commented about how it's unfortunate that you get this ability so late in the game, because by the time you get it, you don't really have any need to use it, because by then the game has also given you access to blasters, and that I think is a bit unfortunate. So, for that reason, for this dungeon and this dungeon only, even though I have blasters, I am not going to use my blasters. I am instead gonna clear it out old style. Now we're still doing devastating damage, especially our heavy hitters with the actual Arms Master skill are doing some horrendous, some horrifying damage to these guys. And it's a thing of beauty. And I think if we got Arms Master up high enough, maybe it would even compete with blasters as a way of dealing with enemies in close quarters combat. Because the other thing to consider is that when you're hitting enemies in melee, there are all kinds of other things that have a chance of triggering. So one of our guys has a chance of doing triple damage. She has a chance of stunning, and it's really annoying that it's really annoying that these guys have the ability to steal our mana, because that is just so obnoxious. That is just a bunch of garbage. Of course, we have mana regen, I think, on both of them, which is why they've got some mana points back. But yes, I don't like that this enemy ability exists. No sir, I do not like it. Alright. I'm gonna try and get through this dungeon as best as I can without looking things up, because that is how you are meant to play games. You're supposed to let the game environment and the game information, like the information you glean just by playing the game, and let that guide you in terms of what is the way to proceed. So for now, we're just gonna let things be. We are very slowly getting our mana back. It seems your mana is regenerating twice as fast. So why is that the case? Regenerate spell and hit points? Yeah, why is that? Because as far as I can tell, you both only have one item that regenerates mana. Oh, or is it because... Oh, is it because you've cast something that mana drains? And is that slowing down your mana regen? That might be the case. Like, flight or something. Like, even though we're not... Come on, guys. Are you actually serious? You can't... excuse me? What's wrong with this? Why can't you... Oh, we see that. I punched my lamp out of frustration. No, it's just an accident. Like, why can't you go through this? Is there supposed to be some sort of force field? Because we can go through here. What's stopping us from going through there? That's a little bit worrying. What if I cast jump? Yeah, no, there's some invisible wall that is preventing us from going through. That's a little bit unnerving. So what do these buttons do? I'm just gonna click on all of them. Has that accomplished? Well, somehow that has caused us to be able to go through.
It's disarmed.
These chests
Let's leave it behind. That's it.
are quite important. Not so much in terms of the gold and other stuff that they gave us, but apparently we've finally found a way to get our last couple of blasters. So far we only have blasters on these two. Now we've got a third one, and hopefully...
That's it. Let's leave it behind.
Sure, I'll solve that. Hopefully we'll find our fourth and final blaster in one of these rooms. One thing I do want to make sure of, though, is I don't want to get mana drained anymore. Because eventually we are going to have to cast hour of power again.
It's disarmed.
I can't wait to use it.
Hey! Found an artifact. I think we're scripted to find artifacts in this place.
Let's leave it behind.
Although sadly, none of us are using.
My bags are full. There's no room in here.
Okay, you do have room. You're just gonna have to do this. Yeah, so you hold on to that. You're holding on to a whole bunch of extra little things, and you can have your own blaster, let's say, over there. That's good. And what was the...
Sorry, can't help.
What was this on the ground?
Let's leave it behind.
A bunch of garbage, okay. And... some gold on the ground. What was this? Some more gold. Okay, that's good. Now, seemingly... Oh, 45 mana. I don't know if we're gonna be able to regenerate that much. I don't think we're gonna be able to regenerate that much mana before the haste wears off. We might be able to. We might be able to. Now, I think we're standing in the right place that we can go down. Yes, we can. Okay, good. So I think we've dealt with that part of the map. Although, you know what? I'm gonna go back up because the walls haven't mapped out properly. This was an issue in the tunnels to Eoful as well. I don't think there's anything I can do because clearly we know that there isn't any secret door. Let's just trust that there is no secret door and that the buggy wall mapping isn't hiding anything. I will look at the map when we're done. Either when we're done with this area and we know we've completed the quest objective, or if I feel stuck. Yeah, there's not much. Well, we're at 40 mana with another couple hours of haste. We might be able to pull this off, but it's gonna be tough. It is gonna be tough. Oh, and looks like maybe your mana is going at the same rate, but maybe... Okay, what probably happened was... It was through sheer coincidence that I checked their mana when she had 20 and she had 10. It's not that this is twice as fast, it's that she has 10 more mana. And the explanation for that is that she got mana drained earlier than hers, so she had a bit more time to recoup her mana. Alright, that makes sense. I'm satisfied with that explanation. Alright. I'll also be checking on my experience. Yeah, devils, you don't really get that much. It's more trouble than it's worth, and clearly there's some sort of thing, but we can't access it from here. Alright. Let's just trust that we'll find a way to deal with that later. Okay. Regeneration is also something we're gonna have to think about. Okay. Just keep on saving.
Ah, what a scratch.
Devil Warrior has gone down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and be a bit more efficient, because apparently mana is going to be a precious commodity. So let's wait until haste is about to expire before casting Day of the Gods again. Yeah. Let's get as much mana back.
It's disarmed.
The maximum amount.
Let's leave it behind. That's it.
Now we've got
That's
more blasters than we need. Interesting enchantment on this. Sadly, none of us use those skills. I'll
That's
sell
it.
that. Pick up some gold. But it seems that we're done with this part of the map as well. And now I feel like we are at a bit of an impasse, because clearly there's a way forward, but it seems that we've run into dead ends everywhere we've gone. Still more than an hour of haste to go, so I'm gonna hold off before getting it back. This is the exit to leave the place entirely. Okay. And I don't know how loud they are, but from the enemy, from the sound effects that you hear, you can tell that there are enemies that remain in this place. And it's not that dark, but I am going to cast Torchlight because there might be something on the walls that we're somehow missing. Ooh, that's not what I wanted to cast. I wanted to see... Clearly something is up over there. That is nothing, it seems. Alright. Maybe there's something that we missed up here. So we go through here. Okay, maybe it's something to do with that? I mean, that would be really weird. So, nothing in these rooms. Well, hang on a second. There's a suspiciously square thing here. Okay, so if I stand on this, it's gonna take me up. And having taken me up, what has that accomplished? Seemingly nothing. Like... Oh, okay. Okay. That was a bit surprising, perhaps a bit of an anticlimax. But what we've done is we've found Roland Ironfist. He's in that cage. He thought he had managed to escape, but the key he stole didn't open the cage, so obviously it opened something else. He needs to get back to his kingdom, okay. So he's just gonna run for it, but before he flees, he tells that we've done both Erathia and Enroth a great service, and he's in our debt. Thanks, man. Thanks. So what is this key gonna do for us? Only one way to find out. Now what? Well, let's look at what this key is. Colony Zod key. That's a pretty vague description. So let's go back down, I guess. And the only part of the map, because clearly this opens into that. This opens into that. Like from the level that we are on. So maybe now that we have the key... Okay, now that... Okay, this doesn't make a lot of sense. How does us holding a key that's clearly meant to fit into a door cause this? Cause the map layout to change? Also, haste is about to expire, and I think now's a good time to cast Day of the Gods again. Took most of our mana, but we still have 20, right? 20 is good. how many times can we cast Regeneration? Which is a body magic spell. Oh, we can cast it 4 times. That's fine. We've got 14 hours of haste. That is what I love to see. We're also gonna cast Regen. Not that I think we're in danger of dying or anything, but just... it does feel nice to know that the enemies can't even scratch you. Because the moment they do any damage, you're just gonna get it back super quick. Is there anything I want you to cast? No, I want you to have your mana in reserve in case we need to... Town Portal or Lloyd's Beacon or... you know, Torchlight, that kind of thing. So I think we're good on that. Devil Captain going down. Devil Warrior going down. Devil Worker and... Devil Captain. Alright, this part of the map seems...
That's it?
relatively secure, but clearly there's gonna be more. Now what's going on with this? So is this a this feels like an elevator, but it also feels like there's nowhere else for us to go. There's clearly something here, but it doesn't seem to be on the level we're on, and indeed it is gray, which indicates that it's not on the same vertical level that we are on. So we're gonna go up, and hopefully the way forward shall reveal itself. Open the door here. No enemies immediately on this ledge, but we do see a few doors that we can enter, and... excuse me? Oh, for a moment I thought there was another invisible wall situation. Oh, there are buttons. I don't know about this. More puzzles.
It doesn't even hurt. But I need it fixed.
Excuse me? Oh, some enemy has gotten loose and is attacking us.
It doesn't even hurt.
Get wrecked, son. Alright. Yeah, we'll pick up a diamond to sell it.
It's disarmed.
And now
Let's leave it behind. That's it?
we have
That's
more
it?
pistols than we can possibly use, because you can't dual wield these. I'm sure you can't. Let's try it. Let's confirm. Would be great, but no, it seems that you can't. You cannot dual wield pistols, and who's gonna hold on to our spare pistols? Let's have you do it. This one can be your own one, and the extra ones can go like that. So we have 1 for everyone, and then 3 extra. Seems good. Alright. So let's just do that, and then let's do this, and maybe that's gonna open the door, or at least make it interactable. Alright. Seems like that is indeed what happened. And inside we find another elevator. Alright. Bring it on. I think we're pretty close to the end at this point.
It's locked.
Excuse me? Oh, okay, we're gonna have to use the key, so the character with the key is gonna have to interact with the door. And we have a large group of enemies. Devil Captain is a priority to take down. Devil Warriors as well.
What a scratch. Yes!
Now, was one of these Zenofex? One of them was Zenofex, but he was listed, I think, as a devil captain while we were fighting him. So, looting him doesn't seem to give you anything, because some of the other special enemies will drop special items upon you killing them,
Let's leave it
but
behind.
not this one. Yeah, sure, I'll pick that up.
It's disarmed.
And what do we have in here? We have
That's it.
yet another
Let's
blaster.
leave it behind.
Yeah, sure, I'll sell that.
Let's leave it behind.
Ooh, it's pretty good.
Let's leave it behind.
I'll sell that as well. That's pretty good. I'm gonna give that to someone. Honestly, I should just give it to whoever has the fewest hit points, which is probably you. Yeah. But you're also running low on ring space. You've only got one ring finger left, but that's okay. And let's put the last pistol there, looking nice and neat. Alright. I think we're done. Now we've got to go back to Resurrectra. Okay, seems straightforward. Alright, let's do that. Yeah, I'll save there. And now we can just town portal to Celeste.
So here we are, one happy family. Maybe now we can let bygones be bygones.
You must be joking. After the wars you've caused? After all the people you've killed? You have caused much misery. Archibald Ironfist, for your crimes against the kingdoms of Enroth and Arathia, for all the suffering you have caused, I hereby sentence you to...
Wait, Archer, you told me you and your followers moved to an island to continue your studies in peace. Are you willing to remain there and trouble us no more?
Yes.
He did save my life.
I think this is a mistake, but very well. I hereby sentence you to exile on your little island, never to leave upon pain of death. Do you swear you will remain on the island?
I swear it.
Then go. I never want to see you again.
The score is even now, brother. Goodbye.
Yes. Goodbye.
Alright, that's another thing that I don't remember, just because it had been so long since I last played this game. We get a nice cutscene with a nice bit of lore. So, remember earlier when we tried to go to Clanker's lab in the Tularian Forest, I think? And upon trying to enter it, we got into dialogue with Archibald, and we couldn't go inside because he was blocking it. And I mentioned that the game was glitching out because that thing was happening out of order before it was supposed to. This is what I meant, that's supposed to happen after this point. So them exiling Archibald to that lab is supposed to happen at this point, and then Archibald makes a comment about how whatever thing he says, then it makes more sense now that we know that this has happened. So this part of the game seems like it was thankfully not glitched. We were able to complete the quest properly, but now the other dialogue that we got earlier than we should have, now that also makes sense. So things are falling nicely into place. But we still haven't completed the quest. We got that cutscene, and you might think, oh, obviously that means it's done, but no, we nearly kicked my slipper right off my foot. But yeah, now we've got to actually
Best care money can buy.
hand in this quest, and we've gone to the wrong place. After all that
Good luck.
talking, we went to the wrong place. This is not the castle. This is the temple. The castle, of course, is over there. What? Pardon me while I make the walk of shame. I mean, like, look, listen, it's... right, sometimes you're just gonna walk to the wrong place. It happens, right? Deal with it. Now I just gotta make sure I don't walk to the wrong place twice in a row. Surely that's the no, that's not the castle. This is the castle, right? Yes. Yes, here we go. And now let us hand in the quest.
What's that smell?
And before we do, we're close to being able to get to level 75. That is good. That is quite good. Again, open up this door. The fact that we have to open the door, I think, means this map has reset again. And I guess that also means this is now full of stuff. Sure, I'll take a gemstone to sell it. And...
The store is closed.
Excuse me? Are you actually serious? Well, you know what? We'll wait 1 hour, that's fine. Hand in the quest.
Resurrectra, everyone is present. The Lords of Harmondale and I are ready to hear your plan.
As you have no doubt begun to suspect, we, my companions and I, are not of your world, nor are our counterparts who have sided with the necromancers. We arrived here a few years ago, weary of our search for the Ancients and 2 of their agents called Shelton and Korak. Much sorrow has come to your world because of our battles with our former friends, and I am sorry for that. But we think that what we are fighting for will be worth it. We have been struggling against our former compatriots to gather the materials we need to connect to the system of gates the Ancients were building before the Devil Creakin caused the silence. We need but one more part. When we arrived on your world, we decided to hide our vehicle in the sea and activate the security system. Because we had already begun to distrust each other, the ship's password had 2 parts. One known by me, the other by Castor. We had thought we could settle our differences. We were wrong. Without the password, the ship's security system will be very hard to defeat. So this is where you, our allies from Harmondale, come in. We need you to get that part. If you succeed, the reward will be the end of the silence that has shrouded your world for 1,000 years.
Okay. Well, we got a lot of information there. Before I click on this, let's just recap what she said, because I'm not sure how well you would have been able to hear it. You probably would have, but just in case, let us recap. So, the big plot twist has finally been dropped on us. We now know that Resurrectra is, in fact, not of this world. And not only that, but the world that she's from is not a fantasy medieval world, but a futuristic sci-fi world. Once again, similar thing to what happened in Might and Magic VI, except in this case, we found out about it in a slightly different way. I'm not going to spoil MM6 for those who maybe came to this series without watching or playing that one. I guess I kind of have by saying that it's a similar twist. But to be fair, this is a later game in the series, so I feel like I'm allowed to talk about earlier games. But I'm not going to go into more detail than that, except to say that similar kind of storyline is being followed here. And now that we know... Well, I mean, we already kind of knew that something was kind of weird by the fact that we are literally shooting at people with laser guns in this medieval fantasy RPG setting. But now that it's been fully made clear, and now that we know that the path forward is to gain access to the ship, to the spaceship, the crashed vessel, using the 2 halves of the password, that at least gives us a way forward. And now we have a final task. before that, let's read this. We are heroes. Our work against the devils was masterful. Thanks for that. Yeah, it was pretty good. The rescue of King Roland was delightful and unexpected. Honestly, kind of dumb of him to get captured, not gonna lie. History will never forget your names. And I, for one, am proud to know you. Thanks. Appreciate it, Resurrectra. Thanks for that. Now, let's ask her for the final task. And the reason I waited before clicking on this was because I knew we were gonna get another wall of text. I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but I will skim through it. Okay. They've been gathering the parts to open a gate to the ancients who colonized the world ages ago. Alright. The former compatriots apparently seek the parts for their own dark dreams. There's a bit of tension among these people. Alright. Wish to rebuild the four. Okay. Duplicate weapons. Alright. Okay. Alright. Been unable to find the oscillation over a thruster. Alright, that's technobabble at its finest. And all would be lost, but there's one such device aboard the Lincoln, the vehicle that brought us to your world. It is in the sea west of Avley and secured against entry even from ourselves. Now you must wear environment suits, enter the ship. Okay, this is the last mission. In return with the overthruster, you'll find these suits in the chest outside the throne room. Okay, so the empty chest that never had anything, that's why it's empty. It's because later on it will be populated with these quest items. For the suit to function properly, you must not be wearing any equipment. Now that we'll see what that means, whether that means no weapons and armor, or if we also have to take off our rings and amulets, because that would be kind of annoying. And they're gonna stand watch at the gate. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Alright, let's get our suits. Wetsuit. 2 of these. 2 more of these. So I guess both of these chests are, you know what? Yeah, you can hold on to these. Alright.
I can't use that.
So yeah, so we'll deal with those in a bit. Before we go forward, let's just exit Castle Celeste. You know what? Let's actually town portal to Harmondale. And let's go outside. Let's sell this junk that we've been holding on to. Not that we really need to, but it's kind of wasting some of our space. Cast flight to make things go a bit faster. We're getting close to the end of this episode. But there are a couple other things that I need to do.
See anything you want?
Before we wrap up. We'll sell the armor to you.
Thanks a lot.
Sell this weapon.
Need a new weapon?
To you.
Thanks. Come again.
And to the magic shop we will sell the...
Can I help you with anything?
these things.
Thanks. Come again.
Fantastic. Now let's take a look at this. Woo! We can train all the way to level 81. That is fantastic, because that means we can waste a whole bunch of time when the time comes for us to grind out those last few challenges. Okay, now let's go back to Celeste. Before we go back to Celeste, there is one thing that I wanted to do. I want to go actually back to Mount Nion. Because there's something on this map. I believe somewhere in here is a special well. Most of the wells and fountains are kind of pointless because they don't give you permanent bonuses, but I think somewhere here is a well or a fountain. I mean, like, aside from the wells that will only give you bonuses if you get to them while your stats are still low, aside from those, somewhere here should be a well that gives skill points. Yeah, I think. Is that the one? Like, are we already standing in front of it? No, I think this is the one. I think this is the well, and the other thing I was thinking of was that fountain. I think this is the well. Yep. Save there. So, +2 skill points. I don't know if this resets every time the map resets. I guess we should investigate that as well. And what's a good way to know? Well, let's kill some of these birds, just so we have a part of the map where there are dead creatures, so that it's easy to tell that the map has been reset.
You're dead.
Alright. Seems good. Did you break something? Yes, you did.
It's fixed.
Irritating. But we're done. Alright. Good. Okay, now we're done with this, last thing I wanted to do before ending off the episode. Now let's go back to Celeste and call things to a close. Alright, guys. That's gonna be all. I hope you had a good time. Thanks for watching. We did some good stuff in this episode. We saw a few cutscenes, we advanced the main quest, and it flowed pretty well. We had some exciting combat, some minor puzzles, but nothing too interesting. Nothing too challenging, I should say. It was fine. The puzzles were fine. But the main thing is we got that part of the quest done, and the only things that remain for us in the game are to beat the game, number one. Number two, to waste enough in-game time to get the last 4 challenges that we need. So about 2 years of in-game time. And lastly, to do the obelisk puzzle. So I think next episode, because we have a whole bunch of levels to gain, a whole bunch, what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to waste as much time as we can and maybe even get all of our challenges knocked off. But that's gonna happen in the next episode. As I mentioned, thanks for watching. Hope you had a good time. Hope you'll join me in the next one, where it's gonna be a grind. I'm warning you ahead of time, but I hope you'll join me for that anyway. And until then, take care.